Hello.
Hello. Today we are very excited. Very excited. We are looking at Coraquest, created by Cora and Dan Hughes. Very excited about this one. 1 to 4 players, I think it is. 1 to 4, and it's 6+, so it's for the kids too.
Yeah.
This is a co-op game, dungeon crawling.
Yeah, so this is a really simplified, if you like, dungeon crawl type of game. So think of Descent, something like that. But simplified with a view to being accessible to younger kids, obviously 6 and up, the age range. And it was designed by Cora. I don't know how old Cora is. I think she's 9 maybe. But so Dan and Cora designed this during lockdown on paper. They kind of played a game, designed the game, and thought, you know what, we could actually we could sell this to people. This is really good fun. So they kickstarted it. This is the Kickstarter edition, and it. You probably know this. You probably know all this story. It went pretty viral. Everybody loved it. It got funded really quickly, and that was probably a year ago. We got ours recently. Really, really lovely attitude to the game, in as much as the way that they designed it is they were trying to involve all the people that kickstarted it. So you could actually send in pictures drawn by your kids
of the characters,
that are going to be in it,
of the heroes and the goblins.
And then they had an artist. I don't know the artist's name actually. It says it on here. Probably says it in the book. But yeah, one of Dan's friends is an artist, and he did the artwork. So basically, they kind of upgraded the kids' drawings into sort of accessible, working sort of pictures. And then they printed those as the characters on the standees. A fabulous idea, really good attitude to the sort of the way that they were included.
They all look really good. They all go well together.
Created by Dan and Cora and made by you. So that is true. You know, it kind of really involved everybody. It's quite. But
they all go well together as well. It's not one that you think like, oh, that's definitely different drawing than that one.
That's right. It's like they've been designed by the same. It's because of this kind of art style of the overview. I guess. But
really good.
So the game plays in a fairly standard tile laying kind of dungeon crawling type way. Which
I'm not a big fan of, I have to say.
No, she hates dungeon crawlers normally, so
until now.
Interesting to see. So yeah, you get a pack of dungeon tiles, and you, according to the quest book, so there are 10 quests in the book, and you kind of work your way through the quests. The quest tells you what tiles you would use.
Great idea.
So number 1 to 15 or something like that, or 1 to 20. So you get those ready, shuffle them up, and then put them in piles of 4 different piles, equal piles. And then there are 4 different story. In fact, there's more than that. I mean, there's 5 that goes up to 8 of them.
Yeah, the one we did
5.
It's 4.
A, B, C, D, F, G. So the one we played initially, the one that they suggested we play first was 4. So A, B, C, D, and they are story plotline cards. So when they eventually come up in the game as a tile, then you read plot points of the quest that you're playing, and you can either read them from the book, or you can go to Coraquest.com and Dan.
And hear Dan's as, lovely vocals.
Fantastic acting.
Tones.
Voice acting, doing the story for you, which is really good.
It's great. I love his accent as well. It's really good.
Really from Ut North.
He's great. Love it.
He's got really sort of into the vibe of the whole thing. It's really great.
Fantastic.
And then so you shuffle the cards that aren't story line tiles, and then lay them out in 4 piles, then put the 4 cards on top. The story
so they're spaced out, basically,
and
aren't
then
they?
you stack those in a stack, and then you will definitely come across those randomly.
But at irregular times, not like
A,
4
B,
in a row.
C, D rather than exactly. And you know they're in the right order for the plot line. And then that's how they kind of use that mechanic to change the story without changing the tiles, which is really clever. So again, really in the next storyline, the next plot, you might have A, B, C, D, but it won't be the same story. Obviously, it'll be the same tile you draw, but it's tile A. Oh, great! Let's play session A in that storyline, or read it. So it uses the same tiles, but it's a different story. It's really clever. And you lay the tiles out, you explore, so you've got a couple of actions that you can take, and again there's a little cheat sheet. They made it really kind of easy.
I love a cheat sheet. I need a cheat sheet.
Yeah, but it really is nice, because this is aimed at kids 6 and up.
6+,
And I can see that they would be able to kind of understand.
Oh, my nephew would love this.
Yeah, the way that it works, because it's fairly obvious. So you've got a little card, and basically there's 3 phases to every go. And the goes aren't numbered, you just keep going until you either win or fail the quest. And there's sort of a win condition and a fail condition. And you play the 3 phases. The 3 phases are the hero phase, the enemy phase, or the monster phase, whatever you want to call it, and then the cleanup phase, which is like a sort of reset for the next round. And you just do that over and over and over. And the way that the game works, you start by, you have your characters. Each character's got
gathered in the dungeon.
A little card. Yeah. You have to, if you play as 2, which we do, you have to have 2 players each. You have to have 4
characters. 4 heroes.
Yeah, 4 hero cards in the dungeon. So you choose which ones you're going to do just randomly, and each hero character has got a card, and it tells you their special ability, which you can use once every couple of rounds.
And how far they can walk, and how many paces they can take.
How far stroke fast they can move on a little boot. It's got their health on heart, and it's got their range on a little kind of range guide, sort of 1 square or 12 squares or whatever. And then it also says a weapon that they start with, just under their name, under their character name. It says a weapon that they start with, so you find that in the weapons sort of deck, and you put that character down. That's your character for the game. You've got a little health wheel, so you set that wheel as kind of 2 little shields that are sort of stuck together.
They're really good.
Yeah, and you set that to whatever the health is, and then obviously you'll knock that down if you get hit in an attack.
And it's a great theme on that, because normally, like, sometimes you might just have like your health is a number, but the fact that it's a wheel, and the fact they've made it a shield,
yeah, it's really nice.
Very thematic, really good.
So then you select the enemies that are in the quest. So again, it tells you which enemies are going to be in this quest. You select those, have them ready, and then you begin. So you literally take it in turns, and you can do it in any order.
Which I like.
You can play sort of
bit sandboxy, isn't it?
Yeah,
in that way.
Yeah. So again, if I'm playing 2 characters, I could play my 2, and then Bear could play her 2, or I could play 1. You could play 2.
Depending on who's
depending on what you want to do.
What space, or who's in trouble, or
exactly. You can kind of use your sort of team as you like.
Which is a bit like real life. Like if like I'm injured, I'll hang back, or that kind of thing. You know.
Yeah. So you can do one of 2 free actions. You can do as many of those as you like. Or you can do 2 actual actions.
Full actions.
Full actions, as they call them. And they got it in a little sort of F and an A, which go back to back.
Yeah, we'll show a picture.
There's 2 little Fs. Okay, I will. Yeah, so why am I doing this? You can see the picture.
Yeah.
So it's 2 Fs sort of back to front there, and it makes the A, so full actions. Really clever. The free actions are a little infinity symbol. So the 2 full actions you can do are, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Full actions are move, search, swap,
revive was
revive, attack. I'm sure I'm missing one,
no,
but
I think that's probably it. So those things.
Move and attack is the main one.
And then the free actions are reveal and use. So you can use an item you've got in your inventory, and it doesn't use up any kind of action. You can reveal, which is
many cards as you want.
Pulling a tile and laying it in the dungeon. And you can only do that if you're on the edge of a tile. So if you go to the edge of a tile, you can reveal as many kind of edges as you're kind of at, really, if you like. So if you're in the corner, you could do 2.
But you could reveal, then move, and then reveal.
Yeah. So you could do that. So you can do 2 full actions. So you can move, that's an action. Free, reveal, and then move again, reveal again. So you can reveal as many tiles as you like. You don't move on to them, you just reveal them.
I do like that, the fact that you can do what you've got a certain guide of what you can do, but you can do anything amongst that.
That's right.
That you want, rather than you have to do this and you have to do that.
And obviously further in the game you can attack the enemies and stuff like that, and you can only attack them if you're within range and you have line of sight. Again, that's all fairly well explained in the game. Just drawing lines really from a corner of your square to a corner of their square. If you can see that in a straight line, you're good. Not obviously going through.
Not going through your fellow hero. Yeah.
And so you kind of lay out the tiles as you go, and you explore the dungeon. Every time you reveal a tile, you spawn any enemies that are shown on it. They just have little skull and crossbones. So depending on if it's one bone, it's not skull and crossbones. It's just bones.
It's a bone,
if it's one bone, it's a gremlin. If it's 2 bones, it's a
goblin.
Goblin, yeah. If it's 3 bones, it's a
orc.
Very good. She's got this down.
I'm into this.
So you
I'm
lay
all over
these
this.
out, and then if there's a treasure chest, you put a treasure chest on it, and so on. And then obviously you can kill these enemies, and you can examine the treasure chest.
As we know, 1, 2, 3 is the order of how hard they are to defeat as well. Obviously.
The enemies, of course. Yeah. That's very good. 1 bone, 2 bones, 3 bones. Yeah, they have more strength, and they roll more dice. Exactly.
And they're scarier
so again,
looking.
Very easy to understand this stuff. And they've got enemy cards as well, the same as your character cards. They've got character cards that says their strength and their heart,
health,
health and heart.
Their heart,
their heart health, and their range as well. Because some of them can shoot sort of 4 or 5 squares, so they've got bows and arrows.
And they can move and attack or attack twice. Like they've got 2 actions they can do.
Can't
exactly.
They've got 2 actions, exactly.
Depending on where they are compared to where you are.
Yeah. And so off you go, you do this. And one of the things that is quite nice is before you explore, before you reveal a tile, there's a little torch. It's kind of like a little, like
Indiana Jones torch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's on top of the deck, the draw deck of tiles. And when you want to reveal the tile, first of all, you take that torch and stick it next to you, and that's to remind you that in this sequence, you've examined and revealed a tile.
Yeah.
Because if come the end of the 4 heroes goes and then the enemies go and you get to the cleanup phase, if nobody's got that torch next to them, that means you haven't taken it off the tiles and you haven't revealed. If you haven't revealed, there's a little kind of timer sequence. Like in the first game, it's just 2 and 1. In further games, it's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that.
So in the first game where it's 2 and 1, on the 2, on this little timer track, you put a threat marker. It's like a skull and crossbones. It's a skull and crossbones.
I think it's just a skull. Isn't it?
No, come on now. You put the skull and crossbones.
Insert picture here.
And that moves down in the cleanup phase, so from 2 to 1, and then from 1 to on the board. And if it's on the board, at that point, you spawn spiders.
No one wants that.
They just come in and they're like an extra enemy, loads of them come in on the board.
Nobody wants a spider.
That's if you don't reveal a tile in that round. So taking that torch shows you've revealed and you don't move the threat marker down 1. If you don't move the torch off the top, when you come to the cleanup phase to put the torch back, if you haven't moved it, if it's still on the top, the threat marker goes down 1. And if it does that twice, like I say,
so it basically means it makes you keep on moving and keep placing cards down and get the storyline going.
Exactly, it's enabling you to
rather than
not
just like
dawdling
around. Yeah, that's a good word. Dawdling.
And that's a good thing because obviously it keeps the game moving.
Again, another great idea.
Yeah, when we played the game, it took maybe an hour and 20 minutes, maybe just I can't remember. We didn't really time it, but
I think it was about
an
hour
like
and a half. Yeah, it was about
So I guess that's the point, is that it will drag on and you'll get a bit kind of bored with it, I guess, especially if you've got kids playing. But that kind of helps you keep it going. You want to keep exploring and revealing.
What a great idea to add that into the game.
Yeah.
If we made a game, we wouldn't have thought.
Wouldn't have thought that. No. Well
that was core there.
So yeah, so you keep exploring the dungeon, you keep going through, and obviously you're trying to go through the quest being these 4 plot tiles in the first one, A, B, C, D. And when you reveal one of those tiles, again, you spawn anything on it or whatever, but you lay it out, and then you can either read the quest book yourself to read what tile A and plot section A is, or you can go to Coraquest.com and Dan does them.
Yeah.
And he reads them out, really great.
Yeah.
Really nice sort of feel to it to get involved, actually. And again, this is that kind of communal sort of feel to this game. I really like that.
Yeah.
So you just play it on your iPhone or something like that, and other phones are available.
Yes.
And in fact, I haven't got an iPhone. I've got an iPhone, but anyway, so you play it on your phone or on
your smart device.
Yes. But on your TV maybe, whatever. Yeah. So you play the plot point.
Plot point, yeah. So and what's happening along in the storyline.
Yeah, and it tells you what you're doing, and then you
won't give any spoilers, don't worry.
No, exactly. You keep going until you get to the last plot point, and basically you just keep going through the dungeon until you, like I say, you reach one of these
or you win
conditions.
Or you
yeah, so
win or lose the quest.
In the quest 1, it was one of 2 things. You either one of your heroes got killed, you fail, or you achieve the quest, which I won't tell you what it is, as a success. So you just keep going until one of those things happen. As it goes, the first game we played, we failed. We got killed by the big nasty at the end, which I won't say about. But but we enjoyed it right up to the point we were having a whale of a time, and it was like, oh no, and we were quite close to the end. To be fair. But it was, that was the way it was, and so that's the point. It's a
you weren't good enough on the day.
No, a really nice, simple dungeon crawler with some really nice little mechanics. The little standees are great. They look really fun.
Yes, they do.
They're very
you can tell they're designed by kids or whatever, but that's the good thing about it, I think.
Yeah, it's not at all dark.
No.
Most dungeon crawlers feel either very heavy sort of feeling to it, sort of weighing down on your shoulders, the way it all rolled, or they're very dark themed. And it feels dark. It's quite kind of.
I'll tell you what, the big thing for me was when I normally play a dungeon, and you made me play Dungeons and Dragons and Dungeon Crawlers before. I'm like, oh no, it's
talking to you.
Blooming monster. I don't like these monsters. Try and kill it. Oh, he's killed me. But this, I was like, oh, it's a goblin. Oh, go kill him.
Yeah, because
I didn't feel like
they kind of looked cheerful, didn't they? Even though they're like angry at you. They're funny looking.
But I was like, oh god, I get a goblin. You know, it was more. I didn't feel like
it felt more like a game,
weighted,
didn't it? Rather than a quest.
Yeah,
you know, which is what most dungeon crawlers are.
It was fun throughout, and I don't find the other ones fun because I just find they're a bit.
Yeah, so from that point of view, and the fact that it's aimed at younger kids, really I think mission accomplished from Dan and Cora. They were aiming for this, and they hit it right on the nail. I think they've done a really good job. I mean, obviously, they kind of just hit a note, I think, with people, generally speaking, during lockdown.
Yep. Great thing to do for a father and daughter to do.
Yeah, people across the world have really taken to this idea. And it was just waiting to see whether it kind of came off, really, and it really does.
And it's getting kids off their phones and things, and playing with parents in a real life situation. Not real life, because it's Dungeons and Dragons, but you know what I mean. Playing in real life with your parents at a table as opposed to being on your device.
Yeah. So really nice game, really
good
nice
job.
And obviously, if you've got kids, I mean, for us, we probably won't play it that much now and again for a bit of fun, because it's not an adult game. But to involve your kids,
we will take it to grandkids and nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So so let's score it up. Oh, I've just seen the name on the side, Gary King. I think Gary King there is the artist we were chatting about earlier on.
Very good.
I was looking for it on here. I couldn't see it.
Okay.
It's literally on the side, Gary King. So he's the guy that did all these kind of overlays of the kiddies drawings to make these really nice monsters. So yeah, scoring. Do you want to go first? Because
you go first.
Okay. So again, like I say, as an adult couple playing adult games.
Adult games?
I mean, you know, it's not really in our wheelhouse per se. So from that point of view, it kind of drops a few marks for us as a couple. But as far as what it is and what it's intending to do, that brings it up a few. So I'm not kind of balancing it with the games that we like to play. I'm balancing
it's in its own
world and scoring it on that. So mainly if you've got kids to play it with, I would say. So from that point of view, a good 7.
Okay.
Maybe even a 7.5. I mean, I'm dropping it down for us to a 7 because, like I say, we won't play it that often. We will now and again, just for a bit of fun, bit of giggles. But if you've got kids, fab. So 7. If I had kids here in the house, I have kids, but they're grown up and gone away. But
it'd be 8. Plus.
If I had kids in the house, I would score this 8.5.
Yeah.
Because it's great to play with your kids for sure. Or even though we didn't, you can tell it's just really good.
And we have still had fun playing it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm saying 7.
I'm going to do 7.5 just because the half point is for the whole thing about Dan and Cora making it and in lockdown and that kind of thing. Yeah. It's like, good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So 14.5 is really good score for a lightweight game that is not aimed at us.
If you showed me a dungeon crawling game that was designed for kids, it's alright. But this is way up there.
Again, I agree with that. If we just went and bought a dungeon crawler for kids off the shelf, I'd probably think
it's alright. 5, 4.
Yeah, but the way that it was created, the kind of the community that he built around it, Dan and his daughter, because they kind of just suddenly sort of started appearing sort of on shows and YouTube and stuff, and they're just such a lovely kind of people. Yeah, his daughter's lovely.
Very
he's
funny.
Lovely. They're just
you can tell they have a laugh together, which is nice as well.
Yeah, and that counts for a lot in this kind of darkened world that we live in these days. But
I like the fact that it's very cleverly designed as well, like with the shield, with the health, and like they say the torch with the reveal cards and things. It's very clever mechanics in there as well. Rather than just like here's a deck of cards and some monsters. It's cleverly thought out.
Yeah, the things that the way that you can reuse the tiles for different questions. I assume the fact is,
and you can give each other healing things if you're next to each other, and that kind of swap things.
Yeah, all that kind of.
That's very.
I assume because there's 10 quests in here, I'm assuming, maybe wrong, that Dan and Cora will do some more quests at some point. You know, why not?
Yeah, there's an expansion pack waiting to happen.
Yeah, they might not. They might be happy with what they've done, and that's worn them out. Which
it probably would.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they'll do some more quests later on.
But we highly recommend this.
I'll bet you $1 million that they'll get requests to do more quests. Requests to do more quests.
If you've got kids 6+, and you want to have play with them rather than give them a screen time, this is perfect.
Definitely. So there we go. We'll definitely recommend this for small families.
And congratulations to Cora and Dan.
Yeah. Really,
great job.
Really proud of you. Fellow
Very
Brits.
good.
Well done. There we go. So hopefully that's helped you decide whether to buy this or not. If you've got kids, buy it, basically.
And you haven't got kids, buy it. It's fun.
That's true. Yeah, why not? Okay.
Let's play.
Thanks, everyone. Well, see you on the next one. Like to know what you think if you've managed to get your Kickstarter
please
copy
like
yet.
and subscribe as well, please.
Yeah, please. Okay, thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next review. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.